Hello everybody, welcome to Marketing Analytics course. This is Professor Shagota Chatterjee from VGSOM IIT Kharagpur who is taking this course for you. And in this week we are discussing about pricing, various kinds of pricing problems, and we were discussing about power block pricing. And in this particular slide we actually stopped here, and I will go ahead with the next I would say file or page. In this context, the pricing, everything remains same. Whatever was there in the last problem, things remain same. But the only thing is that if the price is low, then the charges is high price. If the consumption is low, then the charges are high price. But the moment the consumption goes up, the prices also comes down, and you actually pay for the whole consumption the lower price. To give an example, let us say in this particular case the cutoff has been set as 8. That means up to 8 units of consumption you will pay $5 per unit, that means $40. But for if you by chance consume 9 units, you will pay 9 into 3, $27. So, for the whole 9 unit, not the one which is above, your payment is like that. So, slightly different situation. What is different in my case? Only thing that is different is that here it is F3 into D6 rather than the cumbersome formula, it is just F3 into D6. This part you just check, you are paying this F3 for whole demand if by chance the demand is higher than your cutoff value. So, that is something that is different from the previous one. And how much is the surplus? The surplus is basically as usual this minus this much is my surplus. The maximum surplus is maximum of this one, and the units bought is this one. And what is the revenue? If units bought is greater than 0, then the revenue is basically the same thing. So, revenue is units bought, actually I would say this one VLOOKUP only, VLOOKUP of this particular thing in the same I would say this particular and then 4 comma DEFG. So, 4 comma false. Okay. And otherwise, if by chance it is not greater than 0, then 0. So, that is the something that I get, and the production cost was as usual 9 into 2, this one 18, and what is the profit? Profit is nothing but my revenue minus my production cost, and I will do the same optimization once more. So, if I run the optimization once more, I go to solver, and you will see that I am maximizing J6, I am maximizing J6 means this one, and by changing what F1, F2, F3 same thing. F1 is an integer, the cutoff is an integer, that is what I am saying, and I am saying F2 and F3 are between 0 and 20. If you can check carefully, this cannot be probably made broader, I do not know, and then F1 and F1 has to be between 1 to 20. So, that is the same thing that I have done in the previous case as well, but here I have not put that high price and low price has to be different. So, I will just try to solve this, and it will again run, and okay. So, it has give me some result, and I can probably continue a little bit more. So, 17.98, 17.99, I can further continue, and let us see what else do I get. So, it is giving me some price $18 and $3.5, which makes sense, which is okay, but that is something that I will check. So, I can press an escape if it is running for longer period of time, as I told you before. So, I can press an escape, and this is something that I am getting. So, you can also put HP and LP as integers, and that might try to solve quickly. So, I will stop it now, and it is also giving me $18. So, I will press OK, and it is giving me $18. So, what I wanted to show here is still here also the profit is $18, but the one price is basically $9. When I have only one price, so irrespective of if you go for part wise pricing in terms of the unit price or part wise pricing for the whole units consumed, the total cumulative consumption, you can have a higher price and lower price for that, or for every extra additional price, which was the first case in the last video, where every extra additional you are charging lower. Whatever you do, you are getting better profit. So, oftentimes that profit maximization coming up with one single pricing is not something that is most profit generating, and that is something that the all these utility companies understand. Then the last type which is also very common is called two-part tariff. Now, what is two-part tariff? The same thing, everything remains same, I have changed nothing, but here there is no cutoff value, the cutoff is 0, that is why the cutoff is 0. See, and the price is basically F2 plus D6 into F3. That means F2 is the fixed component, whatever you consume you have to pay that, and D6 into F3 is the variable component. Now, in some places that the variable component is also a little bit subsidized. For example, there might be you might have to pay for, let us say, this is very common, I will give an example, that you might have to pay for first 100 units, it is fixed. For first 100 units you pay, for first 100 units you pay, let us say, $100, and then for every additional unit you pay $2 per unit. So, something like that. So, if that is the case, then what is the pricing? The pricing pattern is basically that so 100 plus 2 into consumption minus 100, something like that. So, basically 2 into consumption minus 100, fair enough. So, minus 100 is your fixed cost, or let us say if this is by chance 400, then this becomes 400 and this becomes 300, or sorry, 400 minus 200, that is 200. So, then this 200 is your fixed cost and 2 into consumption becomes your additional cost. So, something like that is what I have written here as well. So, in this particular case, my fixed cost is $5, let us say, and for every extra consumption I am paying $3, and the price is given here. Then what is the surplus? The surplus is nothing but your cumulative value minus the price, and that is the surplus, and the rest of the formula I will just copy from here, there is nothing new to say. That is your maximum surplus, this thing, and this is also I will probably copy and paste, and that is the revenue and the production cost, and the profit is nothing but the revenue minus the production cost. So, it is $13. Now, the same thing that we have done previously, I will try to optimize this $13, actually maximize this $13 by changing this 5. Now, there is no cutoff business. So, by changing the 5 and 3. So, maximize J6 by changing F2 and F3, where F2 and F3 I have put between 0 to 10. You can also, if you want to put, you can put that F2 and F3 are integers. So, I will try to solve this. Quickly it is trying to solve and it has got me some result. I will ask it to continue a little bit more, so that I get a little bit better result, and let us see whether it comes up to something. It is also trying to converge to $18. This is something which is also interesting, that in all the 3 cases, if there is only one this thing, it will try to converge to the same place, and there are reasons for that. There are actually derivations for that, whether you go for two-part tariff or whether you go for 2 different kinds of these things, it will converge at a same place. So, okay, I will stop here, and the prices are coming actually $18 and 16 is your fixed cost and $2 is your variable cost. The fixed cost is always high, the variable portion is lower. So, in all these 3 situations, in case of utility, as I have shown you, that it is not suggested that you go for one single price, it is often suggested that you go for multiple price, and if you further break it, if you further break these things, you might get further bigger more prices, more profits, and you have to check that. So, let us say high price, medium price and low price, and there are 2 cutoffs. You can create the Excel file accordingly, and you can check that whether this thing is giving you better results or not. So, that is all for utility pricing. We have a small video on this particular thing, utility pricing, and in the next video we will talk about other pricing models like bundling models, markdown pricing, sales promotions, and etc. Thank you for being with me. I will see you in the next video.